Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the Sefer HaMitzvos HaKatzar, the Horowitz, and we're still in the halachas, the mitzvahs of Kohanim. We have two more today to see. This is mitzvahs loisa, say the negative commandment, Kuf Mem, number 140. Shelo yikach Kohen gerusha. A male Kohen is not allowed to marry a gerusha, a divorcee. Shenemar, as it says in the Torah, V'isha gerusha me'isha lo yikachu. A divorcee, he is not allowed to take as a wife. Umedivrei seifrim, and according to the rabbinical prohibitions, chalutza asur gam ken l'kohen. A woman that was falling to yibum, which means that her husband passed away without any children, and his brother is still alive, and she's supposed to marry the brother, and instead of marrying the brother, she does what's called chalitza, the shoe ceremony, as we pointed out maybe a week or so ago. So now she's called a chalutza. V'hi uvlada chalalim medivrei seifrim. And she and her children, according to the rabbinical laws, are chalalim, which means that they are people that are pasal, that they are defected from marrying the Kohanim. V'koyin shenasa achas mishalosh nashim anizkaras la'el. If a Kohen goes and marries one of these women that we discussed above, where we said that he's not allowed to marry them, whether it be a gerusha, whether it be a divorcee, whether it be a zayna, whether it be a harlot, whether it be a chalutza, all, like we're speaking about over here, derech ishus, if he marries her in a marriage, uba'ala, and he has relations with her, loike, the punishment is going to be, he deserves to get malchus, he deserves to get the 39 lashes. Ve'al safek chalala ve'al chalala midivrei seifrim. However, when it comes to a safek halala, where we're not sure if this woman really is considered to be not appropriate for the kahuna, or she's a halala only according to rabbinical law, makin oisai, makos mardus, then he gets the second type of lashes, which is called makos mardus, which is lashes that the rabbis put on for disobedience. The kohanais ksheros. However, it's good to note over here that women, Kohanim, they are allowed to get married, even those people that normally would be asa to the Kahuna. For example, you might say that a divorced man, Kohen, cannot marry, a woman, Kohen, cannot marry a divorced man. Not true, she's not bound by these halachas. And the final halacha, mitzvah, is Kuf Mem Aleph, number 141. Mitzvahs loisa, say the negative commandment, shelo yitama kohen lameis. A kohen is not allowed to become impurified by a dead body. And this is a very important halacha because it is very applicable in our time. Shenema, like it says, lenefesh lo yitama bi'amav. It says that he is not allowed to defile himself, to impurify himself to the dead among his nation. V'chein anagei b'meis, even touching a dead body. Or if you would be in a room that has a roof on it, that would be called an oyel, that would be like a tent. Being in the room with the dead body fills the room with the impurity, and a kohen would not be allowed to do that. For example, if there would be a funeral and the coffin with the dead body would be in the front of the funeral parlor, so then the room acts as an oyel, as a tent, and therefore a kohen would not be allowed to enter into that room. He's not allowed to carry the dead body on his shoulders. For example, if it's in the coffin and he's not touching it, nevertheless he cannot carry it. He cannot even touch the grave of the deceased person that's also becoming impurified. Whether it's the actual body itself of the deceased or its byproduct, so to speak, of the body, all of the deceased, that's all going to be considered tumah. It's all impure, and if he touches it or comes in contact with it, he's going to become tummy, going dumb. Let's say, for example, there would be, God forbid, there would be blood on the floor of the person who passed away, and the kohen touched only the blood, he would still become tummy. If he knowingly went along and touched the dead body, or went into the room where there was an oil, where there was a tent, or he touched the blood. So in all these cases, he did it b'mezid, he did it knowingly, he gets malchus, he gets whipped. Ula meis mitzvah, however, if there's a meis mitzvah, which means there's nobody else to bury this body besides this kohen who is there, mutter l'tam meis, then he will be allowed to purify himself, and he's not going to get punished as a result. This is something that exists everywhere all the time. It's talking about kohanim that are worthy of the status of being a kohen, but it can't be one that is a halal, which means that, for example, their mother and father, the father was a kohen, the mother was a divorcee. This kohen that is born cannot serve the kahuna. It also does not apply to women. That means that a woman who is, let's say, a bas kohen, which means her father was a kohen, she would be allowed to deal with the mace, with the dead body. She would be allowed to go to the Beis HaKforos, to the cemetery and the like. She's not bound by these laws. Have a wonderful day.